watching Radio Free Cybertron. For the latest Transformer news, reviews, and more, visit tformers.com.
This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 356, recorded March 26th, 2014. Almost said 2013. Yeah, 2014. I never knew that years went this far. I expected that they would start over like around 2000. We would just go back to year one, but no. Not yet. I'm your host, Brian Kilby, rambling about how old he is. With me, I have Headmaster Don, Diecast, and Melvar is back. Gentlemen, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Tired of this yo-yo weather.
When I left home yesterday morning for work, it was snowing. And I got home, it looked like spring. It was sunny, it was like 55. It was nice.
The day before, it was 60.
Yeah, it's weird. Weird weather. Hey, so if you didn't know, if you don't listen to Superhero Time, and I'm not going to say anything there, XV, I'm sorry.
It's an acquired taste.
It's an acquired taste. It's a great show if you like fart jokes and Sentai and Toku. Or if you just like Toku and Sentai and that stuff with fart jokes. But it's our official Toku podcast at tokupodcast.com. But JD, of course, I'm assuming at this point everybody knows, except for our new listeners, every episode is someone's first. Recently, our co-host and friend JD Church passed away. That was in February. JD was also a co-host on Superhero Time. And we had a special Superhero Time tribute show to JD this past week. And it was really fun. I was on. We basically just laughed and shared memories about JD. And XV put in relevant clips of JD into the show, and it was really good. I'm like 80% of the way listening to it now just to see how it came out, and it was good. It was cathartic for me. It was fun, and I think everyone enjoyed it. So if you get a chance, go to tokupodcast.com and check that out. But yeah, so if you actually want to help give to help support the memory of JD and help out with medical and funeral expenses, you can of course do that by going to our Give Forward page, which is at tfradio.net/JD. So moving along, guys, any new toys or anything cool this week? I got nothing.
I got nothing new this week.
World came late last week from Halfway Toy Shop. I just haven't had a chance to open them yet.
I'm jealous. I want him, but I don't know anybody that really loves that toy, which makes me sad.
I think everybody, when it was announced, everybody wanted. Again, all I read is Generation 1, so other than what's coming with the comic pack-ins. But I think everybody was wanting the IDW style World from the comics, and getting a G1 World wasn't quite what they were wanting.
I just like the fact that it's Whirl. It's G1 / of course G1 and the IDW versions are different, but at least it's not just a helicopter called Whirl that has no, bearing or whatsoever to, the world that we know.
Now, the pictures I've seen of Whirl in the comic book, I don't think they could actually engineer in.
That would break so quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's an engineerable item. I'm turning engineer into a verb.
Do it. You are empowered to verb things. So do that. Let's see here. Diecast, anything from you?
I actually picked up the Dr. Wu Energon cubes for my Masterpiece Soundwave and Sound Blaster that's coming in soon, so
now,
that should be pretty cool.
Is that the ones that had the button cell battery that they glowed individually, or was it the cubes with the reflective paper that you folded and put in to give the sparkly effect?
No, these were just pink cubes.
Oh, okay, all right.
It also came with a glow-in-the-dark thing to put in his chest.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because
So,
there's been several Energon. One of them, someone did something that had little batteries in them, like a little stack that had one battery and some small LED lights, so you could have like stacks of Energon cubes. And another one had the sparkly paper that you folded and put it inside the cube. Yeah.
I mean, this is the Papercraft one that I have
Ah,
with the clear cube from Masterpiece Soundwave.
cool.
I just wanted some better pink cubes.
I really want Sound Blaster, but I had to cancel my pre-order because, not worth it. So yeah, I really want Rat Bat, but I really can't justify $170 ship for the toy. So
I'm a little surprised.
Not for a cassette, no.
I'm a little surprised we have not.
Don
Timeout.
Don is a little surprised that we have not something. I'm certain he'll catch back up and he'll be telling us about how. There we go.
What?
You froze.
You froze up. So what are you surprised about, Don?
Well, I just figured there would be a lot more announcements since we've got three Predator Kings running at one time. A smaller cassette like Rat Bat, I thought we would see a lot more flurry of activity from over the past couple of months since it was announced. But we've only seen the KFC one.
Which we have to get with Mugen Scope.
Yeah.
God, I hate that. I hate that so much.
Such a horrible toy.
It's not a bad-looking Soundwave in robot mode, but the tank mode just does not really scream Soundwave. You could call it a Sonic Cannon. But you know, I'm just saying I figured we would see more cassettes by now as far as...
Yeah, you would think. But I don't know. Maybe they're hard to engineer or something. I guess. But yeah, so nothing really for me either. God, I really want to get Whirl, but no such luck on that. Let's go ahead and jump to This Week in History. Lots of birthdays going on this week. In 1931, Leonard Nimoy, of course famous for voicing Sentinel Prime in Dark of the Moon, in Galvatron, in Transformers the movie, but he was replaced by the superior Frank Welker in the TV series. That was the real Galvatron. Also, Simon Furman, born in 1961, so he and Leonard Nimoy are separated by 30 years to the day. Yay. Happy birthday, Simon Furman. That would make him, 53. And 1957, Paul Eiding, voice of Perceptor. He's a nice guy. I really liked meeting him.
Yeah, that was awesome meeting him.
Yes.
Yeah, and he loved being Perceptor. But I remember him at Botcon. He was talking about all this tech stuff he had to try to get out with a straight face.
Yeah.
And it was impossible because Chris Latta would be doing something off in the side that would just make him completely just lose it.
Yeah, I mean that was just awesome, and he's going to be at Botcon this year, right?
Oh.
Yeah, I think he's one of the guests announced for Botcon,
and also Michael McConaughey, who was one of my personal favorite voice actors. He does two of my favorite characters, Cosmos and Trax.
That's great. I love Cosmos. I love Trax. I
can't wait till I get my Cosmos.
Yeah, me too. That's probably another month away.
Yeah.
For U.S. people.
Was that in the first wave or the second wave?
The third wave, isn't it?
Third or fourth of the Legends figures.
And third, because it was Prime Bumblebee, Megatron Starscream.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Cosmos, Swerve, and then
Scrapnel.
Yeah, Scrapnel and
Windcharger, or whatever it is.
Tailgate.
Okay. Tailgate. Then at some point, we're getting Gears. Hopefully. So, in the news this week, I guess there are a couple big items. I guess the biggest one, for me anyway, and that's how I stack these, is the third exclusive figure from the Botcon 2014 set, which is Devcon.
Yes.
I was very pleasantly surprised by this.
I was surprised that Scourge mold made that good of a looking Devcon.
It really does.
Because if someone had told me that, and I try to picture it in my head, just without any visual clues, it's like, that doesn't work.
Oh yes, it does. It really, really does.
It does.
It's really nice. He has a new head mold, and it looks great. I don't have any complaints about this at all. In fact, hopefully, God, this is going to be the one that when people part this set out, this is one that's going to go for money.
Yeah.
But if I wind up getting this figure, I'm going to be very happy.
Yes, I really, really want this figure.
The only thing is now, whenever I look at this figure and he's dual wielding the guns, I have this horrible image that he just finally got PO'd at Lizardo and just ripped him in half.
Yeah.
Now, what's the history of this figure?
The mold?
No, the character.
I got-
Devcon. Where is he from?
Go ahead, Don.
Brian,
He's.
can I get this?
Oh, okay. He's a one-shot character from G1.
Basically, he's like the Boba Fett of G1, but cool.
Yeah.
He was in an episode called The Gambler, which is one of my favorite Season 2 episodes, with Smokescreen. He's an Autobot bounty hunter who had tracked Decepticons, Astro Train, Dirge, and Thrust to Sheol, which is a gambling planet, and wound up working with the Autobots to overcome the local crime lord and help the Autobots regain their freedom after they had been temporarily mentally ensnared by the local captain, who became a friend to Smokescreen while they were traveling back from outer space.
What Don said.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just love the Gambler. I love the episode.
So yeah, what Don said about him being the Transformers version of Boba Fett is really apt. In the Star Wars universe, Boba Fett was always trumped up as being this really awesome character, when he was really, not. He was just this guy sitting there. Well, Devcon has actually got substantially more, personality than Boba Fett did, but he was again just basically a one-use character. But this big, huge backstory was created for him by fans and in various fanfics, and he was a very popular character.
Basically, up until the prequels, Boba Fett just appeared in that little bit of Star Wars, and he was super uber popular just for those appearances. Because I don't think you count the Christmas special.
No, probably not.
But Defcon's one appearance actually had substantial more meat on the roll.
Absolutely.
So that's why it's similar but better with Devcon.
It's just amazing when I'm going back and watching G1, because I'm jumping around. I'm not going from first episode to last episode.
For the most part, you're fine doing that. I mean, some people might say you can't. I don't think it matters.
Well, there is this one arc from where Child's Play and The Gambler, those two back to back, kind of make a small arc right there. Just those two episodes. So if you watch those in order to get to just what's going on.
I mean, I'd never actually sat down and watched G1 in sequence, whatever the sequence is going to be. Is it going to be by air date or episode code or whatever? It doesn't matter. But, if you're watching it for the first time, I wouldn't jump between season 1 and season 3.
No.
I would roughly follow the chronology of the series, but I don't think you have to necessarily adhere to it. Like, you can skip Child's Play.
Well, you could, but
you can skip Bot.
Season 2 has so many awesome, wonderful, excellent episodes.
You can skip Bot.
Which Child's Play is not one of them?
Yeah, you can skip Bot. Don't skip City of Steel, though.
Oh.
It's so bad it's good.
It's so bad.
I've already seen that one.
Bot is not so bad that it's good. It's just so bad that it's really bad.
Yeah, Bot is bad. Starscream's Brigade.
That's a good one. That's essential. Starscream's Brigade is essential.
Key to Vector Sigma.
Key to Vector Sigma.
Lagoon.
It's a good character piece for.
Here's one completely standalone. Decepticon, Raider, and King Arthur.
Yes, that's actually a really good episode. That's a surprisingly good episode. But I was trying to say Beachcomber.
With Warpath and Hoist of all people on a road trip to ancient Camelot.
I would say
the part where Rumble's standing there covered in bird crap.
An episode that's fondly loved by fans from season 2. I don't know necessarily how essential it is. I mean, it's essential. but I think you could probably watch the last 10 minutes of it. War Dawn.
Yes.
Oh yeah, War Dawn.
I don't. It's not my favorite episode. It's essential, but you already know the gist of it.
And then Hunt for Alpha Trion. A little bit of backstory on the female Autobots. Enter the Nightbird.
No.
If you want to
But
understand some,
it's a robot ninja built for science.
Yeah.
for science,
Yeah.
and thus the whole different part of the fandom was born with that episode.
Oh God. Yeah. She's everything I ever wanted.
I was
So-
just going to
so-
say it's amazing in G1 how many characters they have that were either infrequently in episodes
Or once.
one-time use
It's
characters.
like Dr. Archiville. He
Dr.
was so important,
And nobody ever got an origin story except for Omega Supreme.
and he got 2.
Yeah, that's right. But like, she's everything I ever wanted. Starscream or whatever the actual quote was. So much has been read into that like one sentence, and so much terrible fanfic, and a whole like wing of the fandom was born from that. The Transformers fandom was way more interesting back in the 90s. Way crazier, but way more interesting. Oh God! But
Sorry.
sorry, tangent.
Segued off a cliff.
So, Transformers 4: Age of Extinction. I don't think did we know all of the names of the Dinobots before this? But we have more details around the Dinobots, and I'm honestly kind of looking forward to maybe not the movie, but the toys. So there are details. I'm not going into full details around the Dinobots, but the photos are nice if you haven't already seen them. We have Grimlock, Strafe, which we knew, Slug, which we knew, Slash. Did we know Slash before?
We knew Slash and Scorn.
Slash and Scorn we did know. I thought we knew Scorn, but I wasn't sure about Slash.
Snarl and
Yeah,
Sludge.
they were both shown at Toy Fair.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to say Slash and
Slash and Fick.
Hack.
I'm going to say Slash and Fick.
I keep thinking Slash and Hack from Reboot.
But go to tformers.com. You can read more. There are spoilers. Hopefully, if you're watching the video, you didn't read them there. I'm trying to avoid spoilers for... I try to avoid spoilers in general, but for the movie, I'm trying not to get too deep into it because, one, movie, and two, I really don't want to spoil it. So this is interesting. So we have a first look at Optimus Prime from the new Transformers series, which is from... I don't know if this is like from an investor. It's from a kids TV magazine. It looks like it's a industry rag on TV, kids TV. But we get a photo of Optimus Prime. Whether or not he's used, I don't know. He's probably, at the very least, Bumblebee is going to have to compare himself to Optimus. But it's an interesting photo. But what I find most interesting about this is in the magazine, there's a quote. Let's see if I can get that a little higher res. There's a quote basically saying that Hasbro has developed an all-screen strategy, ensuring our content is delivered across all platforms and that kids and their families are consuming it. Meaning, it's not just going to be on the hub. It'll be accessible on tablets, phones, probably Netflix potentially,
That's interesting.
Roku, whatever. So
Maybe someone can watch it then.
yes, to me that's the most interesting piece from this whole story. So I like that. One of my biggest problems with Prime was that it was on the hub. It was hard for people to watch it. It didn't really help sell the toys that much, and frankly, there weren't toys to begin with. So we'll see how that works. I make the stuff more accessible. I'm a cord cutter. I don't have cable TV. I have an antenna. I have a couple of Rokus, Amazon Prime Instant Video, Netflix, and Hulu. My cable bill was $250 a month. Now it's $40 plus like $10 a month for a couple of services. So I like this idea a lot.
Oh, Brian.
I in this drawing, it looks like Optimus Prime is almost like a ghost. Like a
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking when I saw it. You know, is he going to be like
Patrick Swayze? Sorry.
Sorry. No, is he going to be like I said in the pre-show? Is he going to be assuming like the Alpha Trion mentor role to Bumblebee?
The sage.
Yeah. Is he going to be our Jaga? Is what I want to know.
He's going to be a Zordon. He's just going to be in Teltran 1. You're going to be able to go over and click on it. Hey, Prime, what should I do this time?
You're not on superhero time, so you can't mention Zordon or any Power Ranger stuff. Not allowed on this show.
Well, that's why I said Jaga.
Well, you said Jaga. Thundercats is okay.
Yeah.
I'm fine with Thundercats. We don't have a Thundercats podcast.
Oh, there's no Thundercats. Oh, and Brian,
That's true.
A really quick side note,
Yeah.
not to, but you forgot one of the most important weeks in history.
That's
We talked about Paul Eiding and then jumped to the news, and you left off one of the most
the
important things.
the thing that I had in the show notes that I skipped over.
Yes.
The last episode of Robots in Disguise aired this week. I'd already given up on the show by this point, so I didn't watch it.
The final battle with the fate of all the Earth's children in the balance.
Correct, Don. Did you watch this when it first aired?
I watched the whole thing.
I haven't watched this in years.
I bought a DVD player that I could convert to region free to get the UK RID set. Plus, it had Chris McFeely commentary.
Was McFeely on the Robots in Disguise commentary too?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I just knew he was on the Master Force, Headmasters, and Victory.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got a shout out on the Master Force one. Apparently, I really still want that.
So yeah, that was the end of Robots in Disguise before it to Armada.
So we got a bunch of new photos of Masterpiece Bumblebee, and he's cute. He's little.
Yeah.
Wow, that is tiny.
You know, I'm
Yeah.
little Masterpiece power. Itty bitty toy space.
I was afraid he was going to be this small.
I didn't think it was going to be this small.
He's okay. To put this into context, so let me bring my camera up. Masterpiece Prowl is slightly out of range for me right now. So what I'm going to do is I've grabbed Masterpiece Blue Streak and Waspinator. Look right here, Blue Streak, Waspinator. Waspinator is taller than that Bumblebee. This is a deluxe size toy. Ergo, this is going to be bigger than Bumblebee. That's not saying anything about complexity. That's not saying anything about engineering or mass. But this is bigger.
But
Now, Bumblebee does come with the exosuit spike
and
Right.
and that's
to
true.
make up for the lack of mass.
And that's true. And we got new photos of that. Here he is transformed. It looks a little clunky.
He is transformed.
I am transformed. I don't know. I don't know that we have photos of this from another angle, but from this angle, it kind of just, I don't know, it just looks a little bit clunky. I don't know.
I wish he was just maybe like an inch bigger.
Oh, God.
Maybe
But an inch would be like 20% bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's. But again, if MP10 set the new scale for scale, and we're sticking with this, you're going to have something that small to fit.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to be like Scoria and MP Grimlock. It's just going to be slightly off kilter.
And the operative thing that Don said there is scale. It seems that they are actually trying to adhere to a scale here, which I applaud.
Because for
it
me,
worries me. It worries me that there's certain characters that may be out of reach because of their size.
We're never getting a Masterpiece Devastator.
We're not getting a Masterpiece of Mega Supreme, I can tell you that, because he would be way too big.
But I mean, scale is something. If you're a Transformer collector and worried about scale up to this point,
If you're worried about scale, you should stop worrying about scale.
exactly, because it would drive you absolutely back.
Oh
crazy.
my God, I can't stand when people, well, this is out of scale. What the scale? For God's sakes.
But now with this, we have an actual scaled motif going
That's
on.
it. That's interesting.
But like Diecast said, that's the downside. There are larger characters that I doubt we're going to see Takara do.
Well, I mean, literally, they can't really keep to scale, because if they kept to scale, Fortress Maximus would be the size of
no Masterpiece Metroplex.
Yeah, he would be the size of a building. So it's not like, he would be 3 feet tall. No, he would be 70 feet tall.
But if they can engineer Bumblebee with the same level of quality and design aesthetics that the other masterpieces have, this size Bumblebee could pave the way for combiner limbs.
Good point. I said no Masterpiece Devastator, but I was thinking, Devastator. But combiner pieces, that's doable, Don. I would not be surprised to see one combiner, ever. It'll be Devastator, but which sucks because we've already got
that so much.
Because we've already got a couple of MP scale Devastators. But
do you think they would be Bumblebee sized? Is that what you're saying, Don?
Well, yeah. Because, like, for example, Onslaught. I'm visual. I go for Combaticons. I love Combaticons. If Onslaught would be probably a little bit taller than Prowl, just because of his frame. Bumblebee would be, as say, Swindle, would probably be the right size against a Masterpiece level Onslaught, because Swindle's a short little guy. And I think they could do, say, the Combaticons. Or they could do all 6 Constructicons, because if you look at them compared to Megatron, they're up to about his waist, give or take. So I believe if this Bumblebee holds together and is not the Rodimus of the line due to the size, we are looking at a test run for combiner limbs. Because they could do the center component the size of Prowl or a little taller.
It depends on if they're sticking with the vehicle scale between the Autobots and the Decepticons. Because, the Autobots look like they're sticking pretty close to a scale.
That's true. That's true. But
the Constructicons would be big.
This Bumblebee really just is going to be the herald of a lot of possibilities if it works right.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool. Actually, going to more Masterpiece news, we have, I don't know if this was last week or the week before, but we got color photos of Masterpiece Wheeljack. Oh, yes. He looks really nice. I'm satisfied with that. It's not as pretty as Masterpiece Prowl, but, it's Wheeljack. I think that looks pretty cool.
If Wheeljack does not sell out everywhere, because I don't know of anyone who does not like Wheeljack. It'll probably sell out the first run. You just have to, try hard to get, in that first run of toys. Or that, second run that will be unofficial. That'll be coming off the assembly line. But it looks great, and he comes with an Amazon exclusive accessory, which is his little what is that?
Anti-hypno chip array.
Yeah.
From Ultimate Doom.
That's going to be so hard to get.
I don't care really about any of the Amazon exclusive pieces.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have, but it's not a deal breaker if I don't get it. So
the only thing is, I wish just looking at the picture, I can't tell, but it looks like his ears are solid. And other than just having some kind of light piping with a cover that you could pull the cover back so light would make it look like it was glowing. Again, that's minor, but I do wish his ears would somehow light up, unless he has replaceable ears.
Another neat thing that we got out of Transformers O magazine was wrong page was we already saw that sketch of Masterpiece Starsaber. So that's not really news, but we did get in Silhouette, and I know that I said no more stories about silhouettes, but that only applies to third party. Masterpiece scale Ultra Magnus in Silhouette.
You know what I thought was interesting about this? Is it Wing Saber is actually
Starsaber.
Starsaber. Sorry, he is actually listed as Phase 05, and Ultra Magnus is listed as Phase 06. So we're actually going to get Wing Saber before Starsaber before.
Please don't call him Wing Saber.
Two totally different characters.
Yes.
I know.
Please.
Wing Saber just comes out easier. But yeah, we're
That should
going to
never
get
happen.
Starsaber before Ultra Magnus, it looks like.
What do you think the odds are, Don, of a Masterpiece Star Convoy?
I think we'll see. I think we'll see Victory Leo first. I don't know if they'll combine or not, because that would be awesomely, horribly, wonderfully inexpensive.
Yeah.
But if you do Starsaber, either Starsaber and Deathsaurus, if you're going to balance them out.
Yeah.
Starsaber or Victory Leo.
So Starsaber is one of the worst toys ever, but I like his look. I like the design.
Well, I can't say that, Brian, because
He's a-
Starsaber to me is always like a flying Ultra Magnus. It's the same basic principle.
Yeah, I guess. He's the toy. I don't know. There's just something. Ultra Magnus is at least modular. He's in pieces. Starsaber is, I don't know. You could use him as a boat anchor, pretty much. I don't know. I'm not fond of the toy. Like I said, when I originally bought the sealed G1 version, I paid $400 or $450, whatever it was, for Hot Rodimus. But why I'm saying that is I would love to have a Masterpiece Micromaster Masterpiece Hot Rodimus. That would be absurd and awesome. Probably not going to happen.
Well, again, hey, I don't know if, like I said, if that Bumblebee is a portent of things to come, and they can keep shrinking it down, you might get Minicon multiple packs as Masterpiece releases. They've done cassettes.
Yeah, that is good point, Don.
I really wish they could pump
MP,
these
I
things.
don't want MP Micromasters. I don't want any more. I mean, Minicons. Sorry, I don't want any more Minicons. But that's just me personally.
I want them to pump out these masterpieces a little bit faster, because if we have to wait 5-6 months between masterpiece figures, imagine trying to do Devastator.
Well,
It's
yeah,
going to
but
be
I'd
like a
rather them-
2-year experience.
I'd rather them take the time to make sure the tolerances are there, and especially on the combiners.
I would want a Masterpiece GoBot suit, the power suit, so I can make combiners out of all of my GoBots or my Transformers.
You could get a repaint out of it.
Yeah, that would be great. No, not really. Let's see here. What else do we have going on in the news this week? Oh yeah, we have a new teaser preview of Rise of the Dark Spark, showing the 3 different versions of Optimus Prime available in the game. Earth, which i.e. movie, Cybertron, i.e. the War for Cybertron universe, and G1. It's worth watching, but I'm not going to play it. So go back and check that. Did you guys watch that? Any thoughts around it?
I haven't watched it yet.
I watched it on the T-Formers video. Is that what they're calling it?
Mm-hmm.
T-Formers TV.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. I mean, they did kind of do that in Fall of Cybertron. They did a
They did.
G1 Prime. But this G1 Prime definitely looks a lot better than the G1 Prime from the War or the Fall of Cybertron.
Whoever it was that said that this is a great excuse because it's a movie year to actually sell the movie game. I don't remember who that was. It might have been last week. It might have been XV. But they're absolutely correct. The only reason that I have any interest in buying this is because it features the War for Cybertron stuff, which I'll probably get it. I don't know if they're going to release it on PC though. I'm actually moving almost exclusively to PC at this point.
Did they release the last one on PC?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you have a chance.
Yeah. I almost picked it up on Steam recently when it was on sale at Christmas, but I didn't. I have it on the 360. But at this point, I'm like, my PC is so much better than my than the 360 or even the One at this point. So why am I not buying games for it? One item in the third-party roundup this week, the only one that really interested me, the Get Right Robot Cupid, which is a new project for the not Cybertronian Bumblebee. I like the look of it. I would like for one of these one of the non-crappy ones because the first attempt or first couple attempts at a Masterpiece Bumblebee is kind of sucked. But I like the look of this. I'll probably give it a shot if it's like not ridiculously expensive. I have no idea what this is actually going to cost, but this 3D render so far looks pretty promising. And here he is in Robot, and now here he is in... actually, this is not just a render. That looks like a prototype. Looks pretty nice, I think. You guys have any thoughts around it?
My video on that kind of crapped out.
You can actually just click on the link and watch the...
I just had to get
It's
back
different.
to that page.
It's not... It doesn't look as elongated as I would think it would, but it's nice.
I like it.
It's Bumblebee.
And he's in Cybertron mode.
I think I'll just stick with Alternative Bumblebee. But, I hope they can run with this, because that's, something that may be, with Savcon being canceled, hopefully this will help them.
Yeah.
It says Savcon exclusive.
It also says, they're looking for other outlets.
Okay.
We should have an RFC exclusive third-party toy.
Yeah.
Get on that, diecast.
Use all your media savvy.
So
I'll figure something out.
Don just posted in our internal chat here photos of Hotspot or the not Hotspot from Make Toys or Make Toys, whatever you want to say. Defensor is my favorite combiner. Well, Defensor and Computron, they are neck and neck. So I have to say I'm not crazy about this.
Really?
Yeah. The proportions on it, I don't know. He just looks he looks real. I want to see it. Do we have photos of it in robot mode?
Not yet,
No.
and we also don't have him pictured beside of is it Gumball, Melvar?
Yeah, Gumball.
Yeah.
Gumball.
So my problems just up front. It's really long, so it looks like it transforms down the center. So I see lots of panels. So I'm worried it's going to be a panel former. Knowing that keep in mind, I know basically nothing about the Make Toys stuff, but just from my first, I know Scaleface is listening to this, and his blood pressure is like skyrocketing. But just something about it just doesn't look appealing to me, which makes me sad because I was actually really interested in this. Maybe, hopefully, Robot Mode will, prove me wrong, but there's just, I don't know, something about it does not give me a lot of hope.
Well, it also could be they're trying to avoid, like with not Motor Master, they were trying to avoid just a pile of parts and everything was integrated. So maybe that's with everything integrated, and if you take out some of the parts, it would be a more normal-sized fire truck.
And you have a point. Not Motor Master also gives me reason to pause and wonder, what this is going to turn out like, because the limbs, excellent. Centerpiece. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
But it does look like, it's nice to see Defensor getting a little of the combiner love, and it's not another Predaking or Devastator.
Oh my God. Thank God.
I'm kind of a sucker for the figure just because it has an extendable ladder. I love that, and that's what I remember
Good night,
most about
folks.
my G1 toy.
Do we have any? Has there been any talk about so either Abominus or Piranacon?
Well,
Nothing that I've heard.
Veronicon, a big back door,
If you want a Piranacon, you can get one for $30 at BBTS, basically.
and it's an awesome.
It's a great figure, and it includes all 6.
I have not seen anything on any. And see, that's kind of what I'm looking for is the oddball combiners that haven't had a reissue, like Leo Kaiser and the rest of those. So, but I haven't seen anything.
I think the third-party combiners are kind of losing a little bit of steam. There's been a lot of third-party combiners that really didn't hit the full nostalgia point that everyone wanted them to hit. So I think they're going to be a lot harder to sell from now on.
Well, I think we have so many hitting at once, and they're so expensive. I think that's maybe why they're not, selling quite as well.
And also, you're probably going to see a lot of people not getting them as they come out, but they're going to be like 3 and 6 and 9 months after they come out, slowly piecing them together, which you really can't tell how well something sells when it's released because you got people budgeting a year down the road to complete these things.
I just want to say that my friend Bridget just donated to the Remembering JD Church Memorial at tfradio.net/JD. She's so nice. She doesn't listen to the show, so she's never going to hear this. But thank you, Bridget.
Thank you anyway.
I'll give you a hug tomorrow when I see you at work.
You rock, Bridget.
So that's great. So again, hey, tfradio.net/JD. Let's see here. I guess that does it for the third-party roundup. Just a moment ago, TFCon announced that there's going to be a third annual third-party product panel at TFCon. That's the Canada TFCon.
Yeah, Toronto, I think.
Yeah, maybe something at US. Who knows? One thing it didn't really make a lot of news, but I do want to mention this. We had planned on going to SavCon this year, but it was announced that SavCon and OmegaCon both were canceled. So that makes us sad because I know Diecast, I wanted to go to OmegaCon. I wasn't certain if I would be able to make it. Diecast is a definite. I was a definite for SavCon, but it looks like both are a no-go this year. So maybe next year.
I'm so bummed out about OmegaCon, too, because it looked like it had steam going in. I mean, not as much as Shardicon does, but it looked like it had more steam than SouthCon.
did they say why there was going to be no OmegaCon?
Keith just had a kid and everything, so I'm certain it's just life is busy and it's.
Yeah.
I'm certain that if nothing else, that's probably got him like really occupied. So. But yeah, no clue about SavCon. Sean was like, "Don't ask." So. It might be some. SavCon actually may still continue, but I know he said he's going to have no part of it, so may have been some sort of. I'm not going to speculate too much, but it might have been something that he just said, "Screw it, I'm out."
I mean, the fans can get to you too. I've seen that in the forums that I've been frequenting lately. That they will tear into you if they see something that they don't like or they think you're not doing something right. We're pretty ruthless as fans. We all need to, take a step back.
Take a breath and be polite.
People do that with.
If you don't like it.
These shows are not easy to put together.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
But people do that with us. I mean, which it's fair because we're out there. We put ourselves out there. But the difference is we don't charge for this. You don't have to travel hundreds of miles to listen to the show. It's convenient. It's easy, and you should download it. And you should tell your friends. You should tell 3 friends.
Yeah, you can walk 1,000 miles or walk 1,000 more to listen to this podcast.
Yes. And you should leave feedback on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you so much to people that have. But you have to invest money and time into conventions. So I can understand people getting a little testy about that. A little. I mean, but it's one of those things, if you don't like it, don't go.
And there's a polite way to give constructive criticism
True.
Without being a jerk or, So, yeah. We as Transformers fans, and I think we can learn from this too, we just need to be a little bit more courteous.
Hey, Brian, did we mention Devcon, or am I just blanking on
Yeah, we
that?
mentioned Devcon. That was the first thing that we talked about.
Okay, well, Massey was trying to bite my feet, so I was a little distracted.
Massey?
So.
Yeah, you even gave the episode synopsis
that's
to
right.
Diecast.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's been a long day.
Mine's the first thing to go.
It's been a long road, Don, getting from there to here.
There. It's such an enterprise doing this show.
Yeah, such a long time.
Also, Don, that Prometheus is from TFC Toys, not Maquet Toys.
Oh, it is?
Yes, it is.
That's right. Maquet Toys is Computron. I apologize. Yes. Thank you.
Let's go ahead
and not Menacer was
Fans Project.
Fans Project.
We'll take a break. Let's go ahead and jump to. It looks like I'm probably just going to go ahead and have comic news on this week. Wasn't certain if we were going to have it. Rob told me before the show that we would, so we're going to jump to Q&A with, comic news with XV and Rob Clay, and after that we'll have Q&A with Rob Springer. So we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Warning! The following segment may contain spoilers for the most recent Transformers comic books. So, after our live Regeneration 1 finale last week... Last week? Was that a week ago already?
Yeah.
We're back with the Robots in Disguise 27, which we did not cover live for, spoilers. And now, the finale of Dark Cybertron Chapter 12.
And it was pretty good.
Yeah.
It definitely, ended stronger than it started, I would say. Mm-hmm. But, I really think just to jump ahead to that, I guess we'll just kind of handle them as a pair, as a bundle, whatever. It really is a shame that the Solicits kind of jumped the gun, so to speak, on Megatron's, change to faction change, because it really works well at, in the context of the story, and I think if it had been a complete surprise, it may have worked even better.
I'm not sure how much of a surprise it would have been, though.
Maybe not, but I just think it might have had a little bit more impact if we didn't know it was coming. Being, a fairly important part of the finale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, Robots in Disguise 27, the Solicits were a death of a hero, and that turned out to be Bumblebee, who died right after giving Megatron an inspirational speech about not shooting first.
Yes, and then got shot first.
Yeah. So, I mean, as soon as you see that, that's meant to be the point where Megatron sees what's wrong with how he's been approaching things.
Yeah.
That's his turning point. And then, in the next issue, he calls Bumblebee his friend. Mm-hmm. Which, 2 days in story earlier, he was trying to crush his skull.
Yeah.
But, things happen, I guess.
Yeah. And, it's not like he's the only super violent Autobot we have around. Speaking of which, can't wait for him to meet Whirl in More Than Meets the Eye. That's going to be fun.
Should be interesting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that was basically the bulk of 27. Basically setting up just for the end and setting up Megatron's changeover.
Yeah.
And, of course, bringing Optimus Prime and them back.
Yeah.
Through Brainstorm's chest.
Yes.
Because plot.
Mm-hmm.
27 did give us a nice 2-page splash in the opening, though.
Oh, yeah.
With the sky dark with minicons.
Yes.
And Toy Jetfire making an appearance, too.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And then, of course, we have Toy Watch.
Yes.
The appearance of G-Axis in the wrong colors, in the wrong body, without any, retooling or anything of the sort.
Yes. And for anyone else who may have had this sense of deja vu looking at the base form of the reactive armor, because XV and I spent, days trying to figure out what this was. I asked Josh Perez on Twitter. He said, as far as he knows, it isn't based on anything. But it just, something about it looks awfully familiar.
Mm-hmm. Although, carrying on the Toy Watch thing, as we got toward the end of Dark Cybertron 12, it's certainly turning into a poor advertisement.
Yeah.
Of course, I also got flashes of the original Armada mini-comic here. I didn't even know I had these driving claws.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure that wasn't intentional, but still.
Yeah, I mean, it probably wasn't, but it's hard not to draw the parallel to that.
Oh, yeah.
It probably would have been more obvious if it was intentional, if he would have grabbed a minicon and clamped it on his arm and then had the sword pop out.
Yeah, that would have been fun, actually.
A little bit, yeah.
Have both him and G-Axis start, draining minicons to get more power to fight. But that would have required more space. And
It might not have hurt this to be a double-sized issue, but...
But again, the requirements of making sure that all the comic pack-ins cost the same.
True.
Which,
Of course, on that note, there's no telling who Dark Cybertron 12 is going to be packed in with anyway.
yeah.
Um,
Was it 26 or 27 where we saw the new body for RC that turned out is just a preliminary based on the early designs for the figure?
yeah, that was toward the end of 26.
Okay. Good
Because
enough.
going back to that 2-page splash from 27, you can see sort of off in the background she's wearing that already, and
Yeah.
I'm sure there's closer shots of it in images I don't have slides set up for.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the cover to Robots in Disguise 28, the retailer incentive cover, might actually be the first peek at what the toy is probably going to be. With, Earth mode elements and all.
Yeah.
Because you knew it was going to have that.
Oh, definitely.
So, yeah, 12 wrapped things up. In terms of, story, it was kind of light.
Mm-hmm.
Good character stuff, though, like Stompwatch.
Yes.
I enjoyed Stompwatch.
Yes, that was great.
It's very more than meets the eye.
Yeah. You can kind of tell who wrote what, I think, at times. It's not like it's an abrupt thing, but there are just certain things that are just so James Roberts. And I'm pretty sure Megatron's little conversation with Bumblebee at the end of in the middle of 26 was John Barber. I'm almost certain of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the way they're credited, the order they're credited in shows who's more responsible for the overall story of an issue, and then the other one is coming through and doing polish on it to make sure everything lines up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can see in 12 that it's a very John Barber issue, while there's definitely... you can definitely tell that that's been then gone over, and the characters that needed it have gotten their personalities applied a little bit more clearly.
Yeah. Like that great conversation between Whirl and RC at the beginning of the issue.
We need more of that.
Yeah, we really do.
Which, again, Whirl meeting Megatron.
That's going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
I think the most positive thing I can say about Dark Cybertron is that we were afraid that this was just going to kind of reset things to a more traditional place for Transformers. And for the most part, I am actually excited about where these things seem to be going. I really want to see more than meets the eye. I'm really looking forward to Windblade. I mean, Robots in Disguise, yes, is Autobots on Earth, led by Optimus Prime, but it looks like it's still going to be fairly different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely interested in where the titles are going to go from this point. Because right at the end of 12, they're setting up Galvatron basically to be the new Decepticon leader, since Megatron's decided to turn Autobot.
Yeah. Bumblebee got a chance to make one last bad decision when he kept Megatron from killing him.
Yeah, I mean, I had that thought too.
Yeah, but I mean, at least this time the bad decision was because his heart was in the right place. That's got to count for something.
Prowl wouldn't approve, though.
No. I'm kind of curious to see where Prowl ends up as in the 3 books we're doing.
Well, maybe on Earth. One of the upcoming covers is showing Prowl Devastator holding Galvatron.
Ah, okay. I missed that.
So
that would make sense. I seem to recall he had some previous stuff going on Earth, so...
Prowl has stuff going on everywhere.
Well, it's true.
So basically how it wraps up is Optimus and Megatron end up teaming up to confront Shockwave, and because Shockwave's integrated into the time drive thing, his personality from all across time is kind of interacting together, and eventually they bring out old Senator Shockwave with memories of a bench.
Yes.
Whatever works, I guess.
Yeah. And I'm really glad that Senator Shockwave played more strongly in the finale here, just because, for one thing, it means that the, like, 2-issue biography of Shockwave we got previously was not just, you know, holding pattern waiting for more than meets the eye to catch up so Dark Cybertron could begin.
Still feels that way, though.
Kind of does.
Mm-hmm. So they have to kill Shockwave to shut down the time drive and stop the collapse of reality. But even so, they manage to backdoor themselves a way to use Shockwave and Bumblebee again later if someone decides to.
Well, it's a time drive, for one.
Well, and also the magic of black holes.
Yes.
So, nobody's gone for good.
Oh, no.
Which kind of ruins the impact of the whole scene.
Yeah, but that's, you know, just how it goes with continuing comics.
Yeah. Plus, it's hard to believe that Hasbro would sign off, you know, major characters like Bumblebee and Shockwave being permanently written out of the book.
Especially since, like, the same week that Bumblebee died, we got the first promotional issue of image of the new Transformers series where he's leading the Autobots.
Although, at the same time, you might also think that the Transformers team now maybe doesn't want competing versions of Bumblebee out there.
That's entirely possible.
So write him out of the book for now, and, you know, have the TV show be the main focus of the character after the movie's done.
Yeah.
That makes a certain amount of sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the books are definitely going to go to an interesting place from here. Just in the preview for the next Robots in Disguise, it's nice to see Thundercracker is back and has been developing off the scenes.
Yes.
So, I mean, just that alone's got me kind of excited for that title.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get to see him sell a script eventually.
Maybe. It's not robot politics, but it's probably going to be close.
Yeah.
In terms of being entertaining.
Yeah.
Who would have thought robot politics would be entertaining?
I know.
You can hear our show on Stitcher Smart Radio. Stitcher allows you to listen to your favorite shows directly from your iPhone, Android phone, BlackBerry, or Palm phones. On demand and on the go. Don't have Stitcher? Download it for free today at Stitcher.com or in the app stores. Stitcher Smart Radio, the smarter way to listen to radio.
You boys a bit bored? Snap into it! Snap into a Slim Jim!
Hey guys, it's Rob. Excuse me. And this week's question comes from Insane Galvatron, one of the guys from TFYLP, a friend of the show. Galvatron goes on to ask, my question, have you ever had a character sneak into your favorite characters list? For example, Fortress Maximus was never on my list of fave characters, yet I've always wanted a Fort Max toy. Never wanted to pay $1,000 plus for one though. I bought a Brave Max back in the day, and then when the reissue came out, I bought 2. After that, I had to have the upgrade set that Head Robots put out with the 2 inaccurate heads. Then I saw pics of Warden and I couldn't help but be excited. That's when it hit me. Why was I so excited for this figure? Because apparently I really like Fort Max and never realized it until then. Has anything like that happened to you? P.S. You call me by my real name on the show one more time and I will gut you like a fish. Guys, his name is Insane Galvatron, and he's not messing around. You know, that happens to me all the time. It'll be something you're not initially interested in, and little things will happen, and you just can't help it. For example, Metroplex. I have no clue why, because he never really stood out to me in the show as a kid. And in the comics, like the UK ones, he was neat. But, you know, nothing really made me say, I need him, I need him, I need him. I got 2 G1 ones, my clone. The SCF, I didn't finish getting all of his build parts, but Lord knows I had enough doubles of parts. You know, I had to get the Generations one. For some reason, I really got to get Metroplexes. And, you know, the same thing happens sometimes. Like, it's just let's see. Hell, I was just thinking now, it's like I've always preferred Rodimus Prime better. Okay, everyone deal with that. Okay, but I always preferred Rodimus Prime better, yet I just jump on Optimus toys. I prefer Galvatron. I jump on, well, it depends on the Megatron, but I jump on those. You know what I mean? There's just ones like wow, I guess I really do like these. One thing that got me was those Construct bots. I didn't think I was going to be interested at all. And then I kept seeing them out. It was like, okay, you're cool. Bought one, and then I bought like 1,000,000. It just happens. These things find their way into your home. I'll be honest with you guys, the Creo, I was not interested. I wanted the Creons. I thought those were cool. But the box sets I could have cared less about. And, what happened was my mother got me, those little sets with the, that was a burp. The Optimus and Bumblebee sets that don't cost about maybe $5. They're shaped like this apparently. My mother bought me those. I put them together. I got a ton of Creos now. Just, I enjoy the brick robots. I don't know why. It's just the way it works out. Sometimes things happen like that a lot. I'm looking around what's immediately around me. A lot of times it'll be things like I'm initially not in wanting, and then something will get in me, and right in here, and it'll twist. Like that Ultimate Optimus Prime from Dark of the Moon. The big butterfly one? I did not give 3 craps. I was like, oh yeah, that's big, whatever. And I kept seeing them. I kept seeing them. I kept seeing them. I don't really want that. I don't really want that. And then next thing you know, my brother's like, yeah, I was thinking about getting you one of those for Christmas. Oh, okay, thanks. I think I like that idea. And then next thing I know, I'm like, that guy's really cool. And then my brother gives me a gift, and it's a wallet with the money to buy one in it because he couldn't find one at the store because it's Christmas and, they're all sold out. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I'll just buy me something else. No, I hunted Optimus for a couple of days after Christmas trying to find it. And luckily, I found one at a Target. And when I called, I used the little DCPI, whatever, checker on the line to see which store had one. After looking through a few stores, they were all sold out. And I got a hold of the Target. And I called to make sure because I didn't want to waste my time driving to this one, about 10 miles away. And the guy was like, yeah, I got him. And I was like, how much is he? Just, I guess, acting stupid. And he said, $40. Could you hold him for me? I'll be there in 10 minutes. And he rang it up, and it came up the correct price. He goes, how much did I tell you? $40. Boop. He read the leader price and misquoted me and went ahead and honored the price because he remembered me. He held it for me at electronics. So, stuff like that. It's like the smallest thing, and you won't know why. I had to take a second to breathe. But yeah, that happens to me all the time. Insane Galvatron. Put the gun away. Okay, guys, I want you all to check out TFYLP. They're at tftalk.net. That's their show is like a friend show, however you say it. We're friends with them, and we really enjoy their show, and we enjoy them as people. So check them out, guys. Please do. You probably already have. And while you're at it, also check out my friends at. Well, I got a text message. Check out my friends at Let's Do the Line. Also at Shattered Cast Uncut. They're a new bunch of guys. I like those dudes. Good Morning Cybertron. Also good guys, like those guys, friends. Let's go Transmissions. Everyone check out Transmissions. They do some really good comic reviews, and I think you guys should check them out. Everyone check it out. I want to change the name of this section to Check It Out. Too bad there's already a show on Adult Swim called Check It Out with Steve Brule. That should be my show. Damn it. Anyway, also while you're checking things out, check out my blog, roborobspringer.tumblr.com. And hey, please, please, please keep sending your questions in. You can send them on Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Don't send them Google+, I'll never see it. Rob at tfradio.net, send them straight to me. Or go to tfradio.net, check out our shows and showtimes. I don't know why I'm hunching. I'm a little crazy. Okay. Bye. This time I mean it.
Radio Free Cybertron is teamed up with Kokomo Toys and Collectibles in Kokomo, Indiana. If you're in the Kokomo area, visit our store for a huge selection of new and classic toys. Visit online at www.kokomotoys.com for our address and store hours. While you're there, check out our listing of pre-order items, as well as visit our eBay store. Visit us at www.kokomotoys.com. That's KOKOMOTOYS.com. We're also on Facebook.
We are back. So, in the break there, we played a little teaser for a new segment / YouTube show that's coming up, which will be toy reviews that Diecast will be doing. Diecast, can you give us a hint as to what your first toy will be? Okay.
It's a special surprise.
Okay, then toy after that.
The toy after that. I'm in the testing phase, so we're going to do like Armada Starscream, have a nice Generations Deluxe figure in there. There's a couple other figures I think I'm going to do. I'm going to do Masterpiece Sound Blaster as soon as he gets here, because he shipped like a week and a half ago, so he should be here soon. But like Brian said, that first review that we're going to do is going to be something special that no one is going to want to miss. So you definitely have to check it out as soon as you...
And when is that going to be?
Probably in about a week or two.
Ooh, that's exciting.
We should have that ready. And then we're going to post 2 or 3 all at once. So there'll be a variety of videos to
So we're
watch.
starting off big with the surprise.
Yeah, big surprise.
That's awesome. I'm looking forward to it. So, anything else, guys? I think that's going to do it, actually. I don't really have anything else this week. I actually also have a lot of eBay stuff I got to go pack. And maybe find my new cats. So, not to be a bummer, but a friend of mine passed away last week. And she was, she was single. She lived alone with her cats. And she didn't really have a lot of family. But she was an awesome human being. It sucks. Yeah, her family all lives across the country. So Kim and I volunteered to take her pets. They are 2 adorable Scottish fold cats. One's a long hair, one's a short hair. The thing is that they're hidden somewhere in the house, and I need to go find them because they haven't eaten. And in like 2 days, they've only once used the litter box that we set out in the area that they're in. So that's not going to be nice when I find where they've been. Yeah, so, but they're adorable. I'm looking forward to actually getting to know them. Not in that biblical way. That's disgusting. Don't even go there. Sorry, I was on superhero time like the night before last, so I'm like in a punchy mood. But I'm looking forward to actually, getting to be around them, learn their personality. That's the cool thing about animals. Animals, they all have personalities too, unless you have tarantulas or something. I mean, I think those probably don't have much of a brain. So, but mammals, higher order animals, definitely have personalities. And
Yep.
I'm looking forward to meeting and knowing Finn and Mackenzie better. So that's Radio Free Cybertron for this week. I'm your host, Brian Kilby. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/tfradio and at Twitter, twitter.com/tfradio. I am personally at Twitter on Twitter at bkilby, and Don, you are HM
at HMRC for EVR.
Diecast is at Diecast2.
Yep.
And Melvar is not on the internet.
Melvar is a figment of our collective imaginations.
Belvar likes to be different.
Melvar likes to be different. Okay, cool. So for the guys, I'm your host, Brian Kilby. We will be back next week. Have a good one.
See ya.
Later.
This has been Radio Free Cybertron. Visit us at tfradio.net for show notes and to subscribe to the podcast. Follow us on Twitter at tfradio for news and updates. Watch our live stream at tfradio.net/live. Join our Facebook fan page at facebook.com/tfradio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, TF Radio Network. Have a question or comment? Leave it on our Facebook fan page or mail it to contact@tfradio.net. This podcast is released under a Creative Commons license. Any part of this podcast can and should be redistributed, but please, proper attribution is required if you know what's good for you. Jeez, when are these guys ever going to move out of their parents' basements?